The proposed 2024 finance bill by the Kenyan government introduces a series of tax changes aimed at increasing revenue collection, which will significantly impact common citizens. Here's a summary of the key elements and their likely effects on the average taxpayer. A new tax on motor vehicles has been introduced, set at 2.5% of the vehicle's value, with a minimum of KES 5,000 and a maximum of KES 100,000. This means vehicle owners will face higher costs when purchasing or insuring vehicles. Several changes are proposed under VAT. Firstly, previously exempt financial services, including credit and debit card issuance and foreign exchange transactions, will now be subject to 16% VAT. This will increase the cost of these financial services for consumers. Secondly, the removal of VAT exemptions for tourism-related goods and services will increase costs in this sector, potentially making travel and tourism services more expensive. Lastly, the threshold for mandatory VAT registration is increased from KES 5 million to KES 8 million, reducing the administrative burden on smaller businesses but possibly narrowing the tax base. Now let's delve into the specifics of income tax. Under the new regulations, income from digital content monetization and operations will face a 20% tax for non-residents and 5% for residents. This could affect individuals and businesses earning through digital platforms. Additionally, a new withholding tax on goods supplied to public entities is set at 3% for resident suppliers and 5% for non-residents, which may affect suppliers dealing with government contracts. Moreover, taxation of per diems will be revised, exempting amounts up to 5% of an employee's gross monthly salary, provided there is an approved per diem policy. This affects employees receiving daily allowances. Moving on to excise duty. The excise duty on money transfer services will increase from 15% to 20%, impacting the cost of transferring money via banks and mobile services. Furthermore, a 20% excise duty on non-resident services offered through digital platforms will be introduced, affecting services like digital lending and gaming. Lastly, a 15% excise duty on internet and social media advertisements for alcoholic beverages, betting and gaming will be implemented, which could increase advertising costs in these sectors. Let's examine some miscellaneous tax changes. The pension contribution limit will be increased to KES 30,000 per month from KES 20,000, providing greater tax relief for pension savings. Additionally, interest income from infrastructure bonds will now be taxable for residents, but remains exempt for non-residents, potentially reducing the attractiveness of these bonds to local investors. Overall, the proposed tax changes in the 2024 finance bill are aimed at broadening the tax base and increasing revenue. However, they are likely to increase the cost of living for the average citizen through higher prices for vehicles, financial services and digital services, as well as increased costs in the tourism and money transfer sectors. Small businesses may benefit from the higher VAT registration threshold, but other sectors will see increased compliance and operational costs. The bill reflects a significant shift towards capturing revenue from the growing digital economy and higher income activities.